Under the gray skies of Donetsk, shrouded in smoke from battle, the First Corps of the National Guard Azov once again demonstrated tactical superiority and extraordinary courage on the front lines in the Ocheretinsk direction. That day, the Russian assault force, a motorized stormtrooper unit that uses motorcycles for rapid maneuver, launched a massive attack on Ukrainian defensive positions. However, what began as a daring offensive effort ended in total destruction. As soon as the enemy motorcycle formation crossed the open plain, the Azov aerial reconnaissance unit immediately detected the movement. From concealed positions, coordinates were sent lightning fast to the FPV drone operators who had prepared for firing positions. And one by one, the explosive-laden FPV drones were released. Within seconds, the whirring of small propellers could be heard. The deadly drones were streaking low over the ground, hunting down their targets one by one with deadly precision. Aerial cameras captured every moment in vivid detail. One motorcycle exploded in flames after a direct hit. Seconds later, a second drone followed and struck the next convoy, sending metal fragments flying, dust billowing, and enemy bodies flying in all directions. The attack left no shelter for the invaders. Amidst the smoke and flames, the remaining stormtroopers tried to flee into trenches and the ruins of buildings. However, the Azov drone operators, with the composure of experts, continued to lock onto their targets and destroy them one by one. Explosion after explosion rocked the terrain, creating a picture of utter devastation that marked the end of the Russian offensive that day. Several motor vehicles were badly damaged, debris scattered across the mud, and remnants of enemy equipment burned in the afternoon sun. In the air, reconnaissance units confirmed that the entire attacking stormtrooper force had been neutralized, with not a single one having managed to penetrate the Ukrainian defense lines. This operation was a clear demonstration of the superiority of the modern combat strategy employed by the 1st Azov Corps. A combination of discipline, speed of information, and the deadly accuracy of FPV drones. Each of their attacks ends the same way, in ash and charred metal. And as long as we are here, no invader will advance beyond this line, one of the drone operators said after the mission. With this success, the Ocheretinsk direction remains under the control of Ukrainian forces, and the name Azov once again resounds across the battlefield as a symbol of steadfastness, honor, and uncompromising strength in defending the homeland. At present, Russia's growing concentration of forces around Liman signals a major shift in this part of the front line. As the last settlements in front of Liman are now contested areas, Ukrainian defenders see the danger approaching, and Russian artillery shells landing on the horizon. Here, Russia's growing concentration of forces around Liman signals a major shift in this part of the front line. As the last settlements in front of Liman are now contested areas, Ukrainian defenders see the danger approaching, and Russian artillery shells landing on the horizon. After months of stagnation and failures at Pokrovsk and Kostiantynivka, Russia's generals have chosen to reorient their main push to Liman, where they hope to soon reach terrain that could favor mechanized warfare. Their operational goal is to reach and capture Liman, and then use it as a springboard for a wider operation to outflank Kramatorsk and Sloviansk from the north. According to Ukrainian analysts, nearly 90,000 Russian troops, backed by over 300 tanks, 600 armored vehicles, and hundreds of artillery systems, have massed close to the Liman axis. Meanwhile, many of these units are formed from prison recruits and freshly mobilized soldiers with little to no training, highlighting Russia's desperation to sustain offensive momentum despite the heavily depleted quality of their manpower. To seize Lyman, Russia is orchestrating a multi-pronged offensive designed to envelop Ukrainian positions from several directions at once. The attacks northwest of Lyman near Chandriholove, northeast through Kolodiazy, east through Zarichne, and southeast near Yampol and the Sviaty Hory forest are not random probes, but a coordinated operational design. In the north, Russia's bridgehead across the Zherebets River is key, as Russian engineers are rushing to build pontoon bridges to bring armor across. If the Russians can reinforce this bridgehead, they can outflank Lyman from the northwest and cut off supplies moving from Izium. Through Kolodiazy, the Russians can achieve a potential direct vector of assault on the town itself if they successfully penetrate the Ukrainian defense. The battle for Zarichne threatens to open a direct corridor to the town, as less than 10 kilometers of mostly open ground lie between Zarichne and Lyman. At the same time, securing this approach and moving forward would let Russian forces consolidate a second crossing over the Zherebets, reducing dependence on a single bridgehead with fragile logistics. Meanwhile, to the southeast, in Yampol and the Sviaty Hory forest, Russian troops are attacking not only to stretch Ukrainian defense lines, but also to cut the logistical artery between Lyman and Slovyansk. By pressuring both from the north and southeast simultaneously, Russian forces aim to create a pincer that will close around Lyman before the year's end. An encirclement that could produce even more problems for the Ukrainians, as it will also expose Seversk to attacks from behind. Each Russian axis against Lyman complements the other, forming a coordinated maneuver to collapse Ukrainian defenses in sequence rather than only head-on. After 3 years of grinding assaults and failed advances, Russian forces appear ready for the long-promised final push, as Lyman stands in great danger. Increased pontoon crossings, heavy armor buildup, and repositioned artillery show that shaping operations are over, and the offensive is entering its decisive stage. Ukrainian defenses rely heavily on the natural barriers of the forest and the Zherebets River with its branches, which have so far limited Russian armor's maneuverability, making it ever so crucial that these Russian pontoon crossings stay offline and the bridges under Ukrainian fire control. In the meantime, Ukrainian defenders are hitting back relentlessly, as the Russian buildup and increase of activity have led to easier opportunities for the Ukrainians to detect them. Drone operators from the Ukrainian 93rd Mechanized Brigade have published a video showing the recent destruction of 4 Russian artillery pieces with FPV drones, hunted down one after another, despite being hidden in dugouts and under extensive camouflage. This follows up Ukrainian strikes on Russian pontoon bridges, armored reserves, and North Korean self-propelled guns in the area, all aiming to prevent the Russian concentration of forces and fire support as they prepare to pull the final trigger